$528. The Nehemiah Group states that only $155,616.23 remains unpaid, a difference of nearly $1.7 million. These inconsistencies point to significant lapses in contract and payment reconciliation processes, and they call for immediate investigation to uphold transparency and fiscal responsibility. Procurement irregularities and discrepancies in contract sums in relation to Sir David Ajayi and Associates. The audit report also uncovers serious procurement irregularities in the engagement of Sir David Ajayi and Associates Limited as lead consultants for the National Cathedral project. Between 26 September 2018 and 7 June 2019, a total of 15,738,750 Ghana cedis was paid to Sir David Ajayi well before the formal agreement was signed on 20th August 2019. This payment also preceded the approval of the contract sum of 5,850,000 Ghana cedis by the Public Procurement Authority, raising red flags about non-compliance with established procurement protocols. Furthermore, the appointment of the firm was done through sole sourcing, a method that demands strict justification and prior approval under Ghana's procurement laws. These actions represent a clear breach of procurement procedures, as outlined in Section 41 and 2 of the Public Procurement Act 2003, Act 663, as amended by Act 914, and raise serious concerns about transparency, value for money, and adherence to due process in the award and execution of public contracts. Further concerns arise from the audit findings regarding the contract with Sir David Ajayi and Associates Limited for the National Cathedral project. First, portions of the total contract value, specifically the mobilization fee of $1.5 million and a use aftercare component of $1,187,500 were included in the payment schedule, but lack any detailed breakdown or explanation for their composition, raising questions about the basis and justification for these sums. Moreover, there is a discrepancy of $861,000 in the mobilization fee figures. While the Office of the President confirms a payment of only $89,000, a letter from Sir David Ajayi and Associates dated 13th August 2020 states that $950,000 was received as mobilization, a gap that requires urgent clarification. Additionally, David Ajayi is reported to have undertaken extra work estimated at $12,430,221 under variation orders 1, 2, and 3, covering major design changes, including a 350-seater restaurant, a museum extension, and a Bible museum. However, these additions were not captured in the original signed contract, indicating a failure to formally regularize significant scope changes before making payments regarding these additions. Questionable payments and overlapping roles involving the Nehemiah Group and Associates. The audit exposes troubling findings concerning the contractual relationship with the Nehemiah Group, represented by Mr. Karisamis and other associated entities. The agreement between the National Cathedral Secretariat and the Nehemiah Group, initially signed for a one-year term beginning 9th March 2020, was subject to renewal on agreements of the parties. The renewal was never done. Despite this, payments of the Nehemiah Group continued, amounting to $523,521, a clear violation of contract governance protocols. Furthermore, the Nehemiah Group confirmed receiving $110,630.56 for organizing fundraising events in Houston and New York, all in the United States, purportedly aimed at securing support from external investors. Strangely, these events yielded no tangible results in terms of donations or investment, raising serious concerns about the prudence of this expenditure and the absence of performance-based accountability. Even more troubling is the overlap in responsibilities and associated costs between the Nehemiah Group and Kubik Maltby, a subcontractor. Although the Nehemiah Group was assigned coordination and oversight roles during phase 1 of the project, Kubik Maltby was separately contracted for the same project management and coordination services at a cost of $592,500. This figure represents approximately 87% of the total $675,000 paid to the Nehemiah Group over the same period, indicating a clear case of paying two entities for the same work where it was unclear which of them was actually doing the work and which was taking government money for free. This apparent lack of clarity and delineation of responsibilities reflects poorly on project oversight and resource management. Additionally, reimbursable expenses amounting to $24,498.17 were paid to the Nehemiah Group for items completely unrelated to construction oversight. These include costs that fall outside the intended scope of their engagement, further compounding concerns over inefficiency, a lack of accountability, and the effective use of public resources on this project. Unsubstantiated loan transaction with JNS Talent Center Limited. The audit report also highlights a deeply concerning financial transaction involving JNS Talent Center Limited, a company owned by Reverend Kwesi Boateng, a member of the National Cathedral Board of Trustees. A letter dated 26 August 2021 from the Executive Director of the National Cathedral Secretariat requested a loan of 2.6 million Ghana cedis from JNS Talent Center. However, no loan agreement was cited to establish the terms, conditions, interest rates, or repayment obligations of the facility. Despite this glaring omission, the amount was subsequently repaid to JNS Talent Center Limited using project funds. The absence of a formal agreement raises serious red flags regarding transparency, due diligence, and potential conflict of interest. Let me turn attention to irregularities in donation records, documentation, and internal controls. The audit report was also, the audit report has also revealed worrying administrative and financial irregularities surrounding donations, documentation, and internal governance at the National Cathedral Secretariat. Notably, a total of 38,294,693 Ghana cedis in mobile money transactions remain unreconciled due to failed or unsuccessful transfers. These transactions could not be validated with any external party, casting significant doubts on the reliability of reported donation figures and the integrity of the donation management system. Furthermore, inconsistencies were identified in the 2021 records of donations received through the short code and Momo Pay ID platforms. The trial balance showed a variance of 42,791 Ghana cedis for short code receipts and 72,944 Ghana cedis for Momo Pay ID receipts when compared to the corresponding donation schedules. Notably, no such records were made available for 2022 and 2023, raising questions about the continuity of record keeping and transparency. In addition, lapses in internal controls were identified. The oath of secrecy documents required of procurement committee members was neither signed nor dated, containing only the names of members, a clear deviation from standard corporate governance practices. Equally troubling is the failure of management to produce supporting documents for several transactions, including board secretary